and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be one that has been requested and I know a couple of people have been waiting on it, so I'm finally recording it, and it's going to be kind of like the New Rock boots versus the Killstar like platform boots. So if you've been waiting for that video or want to kind of hear about both of those pairs of shoes, then do keep on watching, do subscribe, and I will get straight into it. So just to show you what I'm talking about quickly, these are the New Rock spring boots and these are the Killstar ones. So you see there are like some significant differences, but they are kind of in the same style. They're both very high platform boots. I bought these around November and basically it was because I was going on holiday. Where I was going was really cold. I was going to America and in like Ohio it's really cold in the winter, like -7 degrees Celsius. So I originally wanted to take my New Rock spring boots with me, but because they weigh so much, they'd literally take up probably half the weight in my suitcase, so that wasn't really an option, and I didn't really want to wear them on the plane. So I saw the Killstar ones and I did originally want them, and then they had a sale and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get them. I took those with me on the trip because they're so lightweight. And they were kind of like New Rock ones but lighter, which was what I was looking for. That's kind of why I have both pairs of them. I absolutely love both. But in this video I'm going to be going through kind of the quality of them, the comfortability, an overview of the details, because I do have a whole review on these spring boots. It is a bit old now, it's one of my older videos I think, but I will link it anyway in the eye if you're interested, just in case you want like a more in-depth review just on those. And I did haul the Killstar ones in a Killstar haul, which I'll also link in the eye throughout this video as well. So I'm going to spend less of the video on like the details, but I will run through them very quickly. So I'll start with the New Rock ones. So I've had these boots for probably like 5-6 years. These for a really long time and I absolutely love them. They're definitely my most extreme pair of shoes that I own. Starting off, it does have this huge platform, and as you can see there are springs just in the sole, which is such a cool detail. They do also do this style without the springs, but I was like, why would you not go for the springs? Like, they're very cool. A little bit on like the cyber goth style, and then they are made of leather. They've got laces that kind of cross up the front of them, but you don't need to adjust these to put them on. They do have buckles down the side. There are 4 buckles. Now you can use these to adjust if you've got bigger calves, because they do have a zip going down here. So once you've kind of adjusted them to your leg, you can just really easily put them on with the zip. But if they are tight, you can adjust them with the buckles, because as you can see there are like different hole options. I have mine in the tightest. As I said, once you've done that, you don't need to touch the laces or the buckles, because you can just use this zip. The zip is so sturdy, like you can just tell the quality of these. And then it does have the kind of New Rock logo in metal. This is like solid metal and it says New Rock on it, and I think those are all of the details. I'm actually really hot. I just closed my window because a wasp came, no surprise, but I'm actually getting quite warm. Like, it's not even that hot. It's literally 16 degrees and I'm like sweating in like a short sleeve dress. That's great. I'm not gonna survive the 30-degree weather. But anyway, they do also have the logo in the back as well, and I believe this platform is about 10 centimeters. It is a little bit smaller on the front, but as you can see the boot is very flat. It's not heeled at all. That's just kind of to make it more comfortable, so it's not completely flat. And the sole has really good grip, and also this part of the boot has been stitched into the sole. It hasn't been glued. So yeah, those are all of the details of this one, and then I will quickly go through the details of the Killstar one. So this is the Killstar version. I don't know if they were trying to go for the New Rock shoe or not. I mean, it's not, it doesn't really look like it. It's more of the sole that looks kind of in a similar shape, but as you can see the design is very different. So it doesn't have springs or anything. It does have this very ornate swirly pattern, which I actually really like, because it can actually go with more elegant dresses. Like I could probably wear these with this outfit, and this is a very like kind of girly doll-like dress, but because of the swirls it doesn't make it so, I don't know, it doesn't take away from the dress, like because it has that ornate detail. I just think these are more wearable with more like elegant dresses because of that detail, and it's not all like heavy metal springs. So yeah, that is what the sole looks like, and then it's got this kind of compass looking design on there, and then there's more swirls on the inside. And then the bottom of the sole looks like that. As you can see, I have worn them quite a lot. That is a thread, that's not, I was like, is the sole breaking? No, it's a thread. So yeah, as you can see, I have worn them quite a bit, and then the rest of the shoe is very plain. It does have some stitching across here, and then it basically just laces up, and it has 2 zips either side, which is a detail I really like. So you've got a zip there, and then this like tongue part, and that's basically it. It does have Killstar written on the zips and also across the tongue here, but that's kind of all of the details, and these are fake leather, not real leather. I'll start with comfortability. So as I've said, I've had my new rock ones for quite some time. They were extremely comfortable from the moment I put them on. I have had other new rocks, and some of them have blistered me, especially the creepers, but I just don't get along with creepers in general. But I did have a patent leather pair of new rocks, and they did rub me a few times on my ankle. The new rock spring roots are so comfortable. So when I first got them, from the moment I first wore them, they have been amazing. I have never, touch wood, had blisters from them. If I go to London or something, I wear these every single time. I know that I can trust them to walk a really long distance. When you look at them, you might not think they're comfortable because of the springs inside them, and the fact that they are like a huge platform. But I can definitely say that those are my most comfortable pair of shoes. Kind of joint with the hot chocolate design shoes. They're more like slipper feeling and these are less like that, but they still are so comfortable. I've been out like literally all day from like 10 AM till midnight, and they haven't hurt my feet, which is insane. Most shoes would hurt your feet in that amount of time, and that's not even like sitting down through half the day. That is like on your feet walking through London. So I've always said how comfortable these shoes are, and that's something that I talk about in my review of these as well, is just how comfortable they are. And I'd say out of like all of my new rock pairs especially, these are the most comfortable, and they are one of my favorite pairs of shoes. Like I'm never getting rid of these ever. So yeah, that is the comfortability of those. So when I bought the Killstar ones, that was something I was worried about. I was worried about the comfortability of them because I have the new rock ones. I was like, are they gonna be like that? And also I didn't actually have the chance to break the Killstar ones in before my holiday. I packed them, and then when I was in America I was like, right, they're getting their first wear, and they were exactly the same. So when I put them on, I had no blisters, nothing, and they are so comfortable. I don't know if it's something with this like sole, because the soles are definitely different. There just seems to be something with this like platform sole that's so comfortable. They're very springy when I didn't think they would be. I thought they would be not as comfortable as the new rock ones, but they are actually very comfortable, which was something, as I said, I didn't expect, because I've heard a lot of bad things from Killstar shoes and I've tried to stay away from them as long as possible. But these are, again, they're getting to be one of my favourite pairs of shoes, which I just didn't expect. I don't usually have a lot of luck with non-leather shoes. I usually get them because of the design, like the Disturbia, is it Disturbia? Yeah, Disturbia Mary Janes. I was like, oh my gosh, the design is gorgeous, and they're just solid pain. These are not like that. If you're like me and you haven't had much luck with that, these are nothing like that. They're completely different. And also relating to the design and also comfortability, I was worried about the width of the sole. So when you look at the new rock ones, the sole is really wide, and I've heard a lot of people talk about platform boots, and the soles just aren't wide enough for the height, so you always feel really like unstable and your foot wobbles, and that's like my worst nightmare. Like, I would not trust a pair of shoes like that to wear on day out trips. I have had the Iron Fist like batwing boots, and they had a huge platform on them, and the soles were foam, which is a big no for me. And they had that effect. They were so narrow. I've also run into the problem of some Gothic brands saying it's a platform, but it actually goes more into a wedge because of how narrow the sole is, and that's something I was worried about with these, because I know that they're Killstar shoes and not the same quality as these, but actually when you put them side by side, these are a little bit narrower, I would say, but I have not once felt like I was gonna fall over in these, or like even going up the stairs, going on escalators, like I've never felt unstable on these, which is a good thing for platforms. I just always think with platforms you want something that's going to be comfortable and just feels like you're walking normally but just at a little bit of a height. So I was really impressed with these, and that's kind of the overall feeling I felt with these, just impressed, because I had doubts about them and they kind of like just didn't do any of that. They kind of ticked all the boxes, so I was really impressed with these for comfortability. Quality wise, I do still prefer leather shoes. I just feel like the quality is there. The thing with these is they are stitched, so I 100% trust that this sole is not going to fall off when I'm walking, and that was a worry I had with these, because these from the look of it are not stitched, and I don't think Killstar stitches their shoes like onto the soles, so these are glued, and that was something that worried me, because where this meets this, there is no stitching, so I feel like if you just went up the stairs the wrong way, this could like come apart. But as I said, I've worn these shoes a lot. I have actually worn these on a full day out to London, and they held up very well. I wore them nearly every day on my holiday, which was like, I don't know if you can hear that, but there is another wasp. Why do they just love me? They just always come to my window, convinced I have a nest, because like it's not even sunny and they're just coming, and there's always one. It's that humming. As I said in my Q&A, it just sets off my heart, and I'm just like okay, so back to that was a concern I had because these aren't stitched, but I don't think these will last as long as the New Rock ones because of that, and they are fake leather and they are kind of like squeaky, and some of the black has started to tarnish on the zips. Not to the point where it's noticeable, like you can kind of see the silver there. I mean, that's not a big issue, but over time it might start to go down here and maybe affect the eyelets, because it looks like it's the same material. But I would say I don't think these are as good quality wise because of the fake leather, because of the fact that they are glued rather than stitched, and also the hardware doesn't seem to last as long as the New Rock stuff because it is like coated. So there are slight things like that where I'd say the New Rock still beat these in quality, but I do think these are a good option if you are looking for something a little bit on the affordable side. I do think these are still a nice quality for a pair of fake leather shoes. So yeah, I've worn these a lot. I've worn these on very long days out as well, not just like 30 minutes on a walk or anything like that. Like, I have worn these a lot because I really wanted to test them out before I sat down and did a full-on review. Yeah, the quality of these are nice but not as good as New Rock, so I'd say like a New Rock win on that front, but I do still think these are really nice. And as I said, comfortability, I'd say they're equal. They're both very comfortable, and I was really shocked by these actually, just how comfortable they were. Pricing wise, now I believe the Killstar ones are around £90. I paid £66 for them because I got 30% off, and I was waiting for a sale because of the disastrous stuff I've heard from Killstar's footwear, so I did wait for the 30% off, and I would 100% say that they are worth the £66. It's hard to say whether they're worth the 90. I think if they held up for a few years, then I would say they are worth the £90, but it's hard to say right now. I've had them since November, so probably like 5-6 months and they're doing very well. So it's hard for me to say whether they're worth the 90, which is like the full price, but I'd always say if you can try and get them on sale, then do, because you're saving money anyway, and Killstar are always having a sale. It's just the case of waiting for them to come back in stock and then them having the sale. They are reaching that £100 mark when you rock. Some of their shoes are like 120, 130, so they are hitting that point. They don't match the price of these. These are a lot more expensive. So when I bought these, I bought them off of eBay, like brand new, for £150, and that was a really good deal for these. So actually there's only £60 difference between the price I paid for these and the Killstar ones at full price, but these now retail for around £190 to £250. I've seen some shops sell them for, so their price definitely goes up. That's something I have noticed with New Rock. My old pairs where I got them at like a reasonable price, they do go up in value, so that might be a good thing. It's hard because if you're choosing between these and these, I'd say they are both good for different things. If I had to choose one or the other, I would go with my New Rock boots, just because the quality is a lot better in my opinion. Even though I really like these and I do think the quality is nice, I still prefer these because they're stitched, and I 80% trust these and I 100% trust these because of the stitched sole. So that's kind of the main difference for me. But what I do like about having both, and some of you will probably be like, they look kind of really similar, why do you need both? These are really good shoes for, like, I don't really wear trousers too much. You probably may have noticed if you follow me on Instagram. I will leave my username here if you'd like to go and follow me on there. But I wear leggings and that's as close to trousers as I get. But whenever I go out, I always wear dresses and skirts. And sometimes my dresses are a little bit too long to wear with these, because these go quite high up your leg. They're not like up to your knee or anything, but they do go up higher compared to these. They do go up quite significantly higher. So sometimes if I have a dress that's maybe on my knee, it gives me about this much leg between the dress and the boot, and it doesn't always look right, and sometimes they look a bit too heavy for the outfit that I'm wearing. However, these I find are a lot more versatile with outfits. If the dress is a bit longer, I could still wear these because they don't go up your leg as much. So I do like these for that reason. Like, I wore a green velvet dress with a lot of lace while I was on holiday, and I didn't feel like these were out of place for that, whereas the New Rock ones I feel were a bit too much for that dress. So I do feel like these go with a lot more because of the like height of them, and also because of this, like, it ties well with velvet and lace pieces, whereas these almost go with more like tartan, metal kind of looking clothing. I think the last thing to talk about now is kind of what seasons that these are appropriate for. That might be a really weird kind of category to go through in a shoe review, but when you're deciding between these two, these are very much, I mean, you can wear them in the summer. I suppose I did wear mine in the summer a little bit, but they are very hot shoes because of the leather and because of the quality. They have this tongue down here and it's just insanely thick. Like, it's got some kind of padding in it. I don't know if you can really see that, but like, this is all leather and it's really thick, and because of that they keep your feet so warm. Like, my feet never get cold in these throughout the winter, like in -2 degrees. That's kind of how cold it gets over here, but my feet never get cold in these. I have worn them throughout like 20-degree summer and I can kind of get away with it, but I would say that these are very much winter, autumn and spring shoes, and they do keep your feet really cozy and really warm because of that quality as well. Whereas these, I think I could really get away with these more in the summer. They still have padding, which was something that surprised me. I didn't expect them to have the padding, so you might be able to see that. You see that the tongue here is padded, but it does go down quite a bit. Like, whatever's padded in there isn't as dense as what's in the New Rock padding. Like, you can definitely squish this even though it does have padding, and the same for the heel has padding in it as well, but again, you can squish that. So these don't keep your feet as warm. When I wore these in America in the winter, my feet weren't as warm in these, but the temperature was cooler. But I do feel like these you could definitely get away with wearing in the summer more, because they don't go up as high on your leg, and because they're a bit thinner, and some of the leather around here is quite thin as well, where it hasn't got that like double padding. But these are a lot more breathable for the summer than the New Rock spring boots are. In terms of the platform size, they are both literally the same. So these are the shoes that I reviewed for you. So there is the New Rock spring boots and the Killstar, I didn't even say the name of these. These are the Killstar Cosmic ankle boots, and these are the New Rock spring some kind of number boots. They're sometimes called the Neptuno boots as well. I will try and do a try on of both so you can also see how they look when you wear them, and kind of how they move when you walk and all of that. Some people have been waiting for this review, because if you really like the spring boots and maybe they are $250 and they are out of your budget completely, and you're thinking about the Killstar ones but you're not sure about the quality and the comfortability, then I really hope this review has helped you. Now, that doesn't mean I recommend all of Killstar footwear. I have seen some like horror stories. This is me just recommending these boots, and I would recommend both of these shoes if you are looking at either of them. From my experience, I love them both. They are two of my favourite pairs of shoes, along with my hot chocolate design shoes. But I would say if you are looking to get one pair, then I would recommend the New Rock ones over the Killstar ones. But as I said, I do really love both of them. I do hope this review was helpful to you if you've been looking at either pair. As I said, I will link the other reviews that I've done in more depth in the eye for you, like the spring boots and the haul of the Killstar ones, so you can check those out after if you're still a little bit unsure, but hopefully I covered everything. So yeah, do let me know any questions you have in the comments below, and if you own either of these, do let me know. Do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye!